Hello, this is Irish author Michael Cassidy. I'm sometimes asked about why the Irish love to read so much and why we create so many good writers. I think, looking back on my lifetime and the generation that was mine, we never had any television or social media or any exposure to anything other than books and conversations, chats around the fireplace. And I always knew when I was young that I would never ever be alone because I'd always have books and what they could offer me entering into a world that was exciting, adventurous, and unlimited. James Joyce is perhaps considered one of the greatest Irish writers. Now, perhaps I'm not sophisticated enough. I did enjoy Dubliners and Portrait of the Artist as a young man, but I've never really been inspired by Joyce. Frank O'Connor, on the other hand, has always been a joy, and I'd urge you to read any of his books. O'Connor was a prolific writer, internationally acclaimed as one of the great short story writers. Back in 1936, the Irish Times wrote, "There is nothing to be gained by comparing his work with that of other masters of the short story. He is a master among masters himself." O'Connor lived in a time in Ireland that's long gone. And that's good, because there was little to recommend the horrendous social and political conditions then. He was primarily, but not exclusively, a short story writer. You may remember a successful movie called The Crying Game. That came from Guests of the Nation, one of his stories. Now, O'Connor was intellectually formed during the world of the Irish literary revival and revolutionary nationalism that happened before Irish independence. But he came of age during the Irish War of Independence and the subsequent Irish Civil War. His relationship with his country was, like many Irish writers, complex and conflicted. The impact of the Civil War transformed O'Connor from a romantic idealist to a more realistic adult. He became disillusioned by, and often fought against, the new Free State government and Catholic Church policies. He was also a man who retained a deep love for his country, its cultures, and its traditions. It was these tensions he saw in Irish life that became central to his writings. His impulse was to circumvent what he considered limitations of Irish life, coupled with the desire to reconcile aspirations for Ireland with the country's socio-political reality. I've been deeply influenced by O'Connor and also humbled by his effortless mastery of storytelling. I'm acutely aware that my best written line may never remotely be as good as his worst. I challenge you to read his First Confession or The Drunkard, without happily returning to read them again and again, each time with increased delight. But pick up any O'Connor book, such as Collected Stories, His Father's Son, or Guests of the Nation, and your experience will be joyful. That's all for now. Until next time, slán agus beannacht, agus tógé go bogé.